Hello everyone, this is Mr. Garcia. In this lesson we're going to cover intercepts, okay? So this will help you review how to find X intercepts and Y intercepts, okay? For now you will only see one of each for linear equations. So to find the X intercept you set Y equal to 0, and to find the Y intercept you set X equal to 0. And maybe that doesn't make any sense for now, but once I go over the examples I think it'll come back to you. All right. So notice that I have my notes organized, okay? So I'm going to advise you to pause the video and copy what I have here. And once I find the coordinates, I'm going to list them here, okay? So I'm trying to keep this as organized as possible to make the lesson easy to follow, or easier to follow. So to find the x-intercept, I'm going to copy this equation. So I have 3 times x plus 5. But if I want to find the x-intercept, the value of y has to be equal to 0, has to be set equal to 0. So that means 5 times y. So this is going to be 0, and that equals 15. Okay. Now, we know that 5 times 0 is going to be 0. So we don't have to write that down. We just need to write down the 3x's. And 3x equals 15. Now, the next step is we're going to divide by 3. Okay, so then in the end, we find that x is equal to 15 divided by 3, which is equal to 5. All right, so let's go ahead and find the y-intercept now. I'm gonna come back to this in a moment. So for this one, I'm going to write down 3 times to find the y-intercept. I need to set the x equal to 0. So this is 3 times x, so instead of x, this is going to be 0 plus 5y equals 15. 3 times 0 is going to be 0, so then I just have 5y left on the left, and this is equal to 15. And then to solve for y, I'm going to divide by 5. And in the end, we find that y is equal to 3. Okay, so since we're being asked to graph, I'm only going to have x-intercept and y-intercept coordinates. So the x-intercept, for this one, remember we said y has to be equal to 0. But we know x is 5, so x is 5, but y is 0. For the y-intercept, we set x equal to 0, which means first coordinate is 0, first coordinate is 0, and the y-coordinate is 3. Okay, so once we have the coordinates of the x and y-intercepts, we go ahead and plot them. Okay, so 5, 0, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5, 0. The next one is 0, 3. So x is 0, y is 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And once we have the 2 points x and y intercepts plotted on a graph, don't forget to use a straight edge. Please don't do this without a straight edge. You can use whatever you have as long as it's a straight edge, because that makes the graphs look clean and we don't get confused as to how to find the x or y intercepts. Okay, see how this is very clear. You connect them and makes it easier to read the graph. Okay, all right, let's go on to the next example. So for this one here again, notice that I'm labeling this. I know you see this twice, you know, but this is for the work. I'm showing the work here, and then I'm answering, I'm stating the coordinates on this section. Okay, so let's start again. Don't forget to find the the x-intercept. We set y equal to 0. So then we say 2x minus y is equal to 0, set equal to 0. So this will be 0 equals negative 4. 2x minus 0, it's going to leave you just with 2x equals negative 4. And then we divide by 2. In the end, we find that x equals negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Okay, so there's the x coordinate, and y is 0 for the x-intercept. Let's do the same for the y-intercept, but in this case, now x is going to be set equal to 0. So then this is 2 times 0 minus, minus y equals negative 4. So then this becomes 0, so we just bring down the y, negative y equals negative 4. And then we don't want negative y, we want positive y. So we divide by a negative 1 because we only have one y. So then this becomes y equals negative 4 divided by negative 5. They have the same sign, so becomes positive 4. So now let me state the coordinates. So the x-intercept is going to have x value of -2 and y value of 0. Y-intercept, on the other hand, has an x value of 0 because x is set equal to 0 and y is equal to 4. Okay, so now that I have the two coordinates, I'm going to plot them on the graph and then sketch the line. So -2, 0. So this is -2 and 0. That's the x-intercept. The y-intercept is 0, 4. So 0, x is 0 here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now I'm ready to sketch the line. Okay, so I'm going to connect those 2 points. And I'm going to keep saying this. Please use a straight edge. Okay, don't just guess the line. Connect, no, use a straight edge so that your lines can look neat and clean. All right, and I don't know if you guys were able to see that. I don't know if I moved it, and if I did, I apologize. But this is what I was writing here. Okay, so take some time to copy that down. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next 2 examples. I'm only giving you 4 examples today, and here I'm not going to graph. It's just asking me to find the x and y intercepts of each line. So again, I'm separating my work. Okay, this will be for this column for the x-intercept, this one for the y-intercept. I'm going to give the coordinates here for each one of them. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. So to find the x-intercept again, we set y equal to 0. So this is going to be, I'm going to just write it down, y equals 7/3 x minus 2. I'm going to set y equal to 0. So that equals 0 equals 7/3 x minus 2. Now, I want to get the x by itself, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides of the equation. Okay, and when I do that, I have 2 equals 7/3 x. Now, I want to get the x by itself, but it has a 7/3. So to get the x by itself, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal of 7/3, which is 3/7. Okay, and I got to do that to both sides of the equation. 3/7. So then I have that x is going to be on this side, and 2 times 3, that's going to be 6, and this is 2/1. 1 times 7 is going to be 7, so this is 6/7. So there is the x coordinate. Okay, let's do the same for the y coordinate. So for this one, y equals 7/3, but what's the value of x now? X has to be set equal to 0 minus 2, but 7/3 times 0 is just going to be 0, and 0 minus 2 is, I'm sorry, and yeah, it's -2. So then the y coordinate for the x-intercept is 6/7, and the the x coordinate is 6/7, and the y coordinate is 0 because we set it equal to 0. And this one here, the x coordinate is going to be 0 and the y coordinate is equal to -2. So there we have the x-intercept and the y-intercept, and we can plot these 2 points to sketch the line. So last example here. Okay, so again, this is 7 minus y. I'm going to set y equal to 0, and I'll just copy this. So 7 minus y is going to be 0, and that equals to x. 7 minus 0 is 7, so 7 equals 2x. Next, I'm going to divide by 2. So in the end, I'm going to have that 7/2 is equal to x. So this is the x coordinate, okay, and the y coordinate is going to be 0. Now on this one here, I have 7 minus y equals 2 instead of x. X is going to be set equal to 0. So then we have 7 minus y equals 2 times 0 is going to be 0. Now I'm trying to get the y by itself. There's a positive 7. I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides of the equation. Okay, so then here this becomes 0. So then I have negative y equals -7. And again, we're not interested in negative y. We want positive y. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to divide by a -1 because I only have one y. So -1. So then this gives me the positive y that I wanted, and this is negative 7 divided by negative 1. That becomes a positive 7. Now, x-intercept coordinates, it's going to be 7 halves and 0, and the y-intercept, it's going to be 0 and 7. Okay, so I'm going to go back and box these answers in because I'm done with the work for these two problems. And I hope this helps you with the assignment. Again, do let me know if you have questions. I can set up a meeting with you individually or with the group if you all have the same question. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.